Law professor and devoted father of two, Dan Markel, was involved in a bitter custody battle with his ex-wife, Wendy Adelson. Wendy wanted to move with the kids from Tallahassee, Florida, to South Florida to be closer to her mother, Donna, her father, Harvey, and her brother, Charlie. And after Dan Markel was gunned down in his driveway in 2014, that's exactly what she did. Suspicion fell on Wendy, who had a motive, but she was never charged or arrested. But investigators were able to track down the gunman, Latin King gang member Luis Rivera, and his friend Sigfredo Garcia. Luis Rivera cut a deal and cooperated with prosecutors, who were then able to put the rest of the case together. Sigfredo Garcia's longtime girlfriend, Catherine McBanoa, was sleeping with Wendy's brother, Charlie. And after the murders, Catherine was collecting cash, checks, and gifts from Charlie. Authorities determined this was a murder for hire orchestrated by Charlie Adelson. Then, after convicting Garcia, McBanoa, and Charlie Adelson, prosecutors arrested Wendy's mother, Donna Adelson. Tonight, we take a look at Donna's latest appearance in court and the evidence against her. Plus, we will preview tomorrow's upcoming sentencing of Charlie Adelson as Dan's mother, Ruth Markel, joins us before her victim impact statement in court tomorrow. All this as we continue our investigation into the murder of law professor and loving father, Dan Markel.
I'm Vinny Politan. Thank you so much for joining us tonight here on Closing Arguments. Great to have you aboard. This hour, we're taking a look at the murder for hire of Dan Markel, who was a loving father, and that's why he was killed. This is a man who would not compromise when it came to his children, would not compromise on his ability to be in their lives and be a dad, physically, emotionally. Wouldn't do it. Not going to be a compromise. I need to be near my children. My marriage fell apart. My wife left. That's okay. But I am not taking anything away from my children. I am going to be there. And that's exactly why he was shot and killed. It was orchestrated by his ex-brother-in-law, who hired Latin King and another guy to drive more than 400 miles twice, by the way, twice, up to Tallahassee to shoot and kill him in his driveway. And what was happening was he's in the middle of this custody battle with Wendy, and guess what? Wendy and her family, they were losing the custody battle. And this woman right here was totally in on everything. It's clear from the evidence that I saw during the trial that Donna Adelson had as much, if not more, invested in this custody battle than her daughter Wendy. She was obsessed with it. Obsessed with it. To the point of doing things that were not, obviously not in the best interest of the children, but just to get it Dan. And now prosecutors say she was so upset by all of this that she was in on the planning, the plotting of this murder for hire, along with her son, because she spoke every day with Charlie. Her son has already been convicted of this. These two had some relationship, right? You know, usually you would look at a mother-son relationship and, you talk to your mom every day, that's great. You know? I used to drive home from work, talk to my mom every night. That's great, right? That's what you want as a parent and a child, to have that kind of relationship. But there was something sick going on here. That's what prosecutors are saying. These conversations went beyond just, hey, how was your day? Prosecutors saying they're both in on it, Donna and Charlie. Now, Donna in court today, we'll talk about that. Tomorrow, Charlie will be in court. It's judgment day for him. No conviction becomes final until you've been officially sentenced by the judge. And that's when the verdict is final and you figure out exactly what you will be doing the rest of your life and where you'll be doing it. So we'll have that for you here, of course, on your front row seat to justice. We'll talk about tonight. We're going to preview that sentencing and talk about Donna Adelson, who was back in court today. Here's Donna Adelson's attorney entering her formal plea.
As to the matter of the arraignment, does your client waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
How does she plead?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
Not guilty plea is entered for the record.
And that's what we all expected. There was no deal, and you're not going to admit it. She'll never admit it, right? No way. If she wanted to admit it, she could have admitted it to try to help her son Charlie during his trial. But you knew that wasn't going to happen. That's not who these people are. All right, let's bring in Court TV legal correspondent Julie Janae joining us live from outside the courthouse in Tallahassee, Florida tonight. Julia, great to see you. Looks a little chilly in Florida, but you know, it gets cold down there. People don't know, but it does. So we saw the formal entering of the not guilty plea. What else happened in court today? Because it was a big day.
It was a big day for Donna Adelson, Vinny. We didn't know what we were going to expect from the matriarch of the Adelson family. She walked into the courtroom today, which was different than the last time she had a first appearance in front of a judge. She was only remote, but now she walked in with handcuffs on, and she looked very erect in the way that she walked in, rather confident, a little bit hunched over when she sat in the chair talking to her attorneys, but completely engrossed in these arguments. So other than entering her plea today, she had an emergency motion that was on the record with the judge, and this was the time to hear his decision and to hear these arguments. And it all has to do with where she's being kept in the jail, what unit she's being kept in. Here's a look at a bit from that emergency motion where it talks about her being moved to the infirmary under direct observation by officials. She was then placed in a small solitary unit with a toilet and a sink and a mattress on the floor and a dirty blanket. This is what her defense is alleging. They're saying she had requested a book or a Bible, had not been given anything, and had been forced to eat food with her hands. So today was all about trying to get her either a psych evaluation ordered by the judge, a new unit inside of the Leon County Jail, or to get her released to house arrest was another one of the requests by the defense. So again, she was leaning into these arguments, even had some audible reactions to her attorney, Maricel Del Caso, who was making those arguments on her behalf. And then sort of for the state or for the jail, you had the attorney for the Leon County jails and really jails across the state, Greg Toomey, and also Norman Mack, the chief deputy of the detention center. Take a listen.
We are now on day 22 of direct observation. Mrs. Adelson continues unable to participate in her defense. She's not permitted any papers. I cannot mail her anything. I did have a call with her on Friday, but only because Mrs. Kappelman facilitated it for me. And on that call, it was not a private call. Ms. Adelson was forced to put me on speakerphone with guards listening. There is just no way that Mrs. Adelson can prepare for her defense in this manner.
There is no impediment to her speaking with her lawyer, seeing her lawyer, over and above using a tablet. The tablet has a headset that can be used as a ligature. When she was booked into the jail here, she made a statement that she wanted to die. Now, before she was arrested in Miami, she also had a phone call with her son, who's obviously in jail here, 25-minute phone call. I personally listened to it. She very clearly spoke about a plan to kill herself using sleeping pills.
One moment, Ms. Adelson, please keep your comments to yourself. Let your lawyer argue on your behalf.
Spoke of a plan to kill herself if she could not escape the country before arrest. That was known to the folks in this jail when she got here. That's why she's on watch. The mental health professionals see her every day. They are not satisfied that she's safe.
Do you know if Dr. Sapp has examined Ms. Adelson?
She advised me that she spoke with her on different occasions or been around the area while another clinician was talking with her.
Well, how is how is Dr. Zapp supposed to determine whether Mrs. Adelson can be removed from direct observation if she doesn't evaluate her?
From what I was advised, she has evaluated her and also other members of her staff.
Chief Mack, would it surprise you if Dr. Zapp has not evaluated Mrs. Adelson at all?
I couldn't say that I wouldn't think that she would tell me something that wasn't true.
Do you have a report from Dr. Zapp establishing, I'm sorry.
I wouldn't take, because of HIPAA laws, I don't necessarily get involved with medical paperwork of that nature.
And Chief Mack, knowing that you had to come here today possibly to testify, did you inquire how many times Dr. Zapp had met with Mrs. Adelson?
I did not, because they actually see everyone that's on direct daily, and it's more than just Ms. Adelson.
Chief Mack, are you aware that Dr. Zapp has never evaluated or met with Mrs. Adelson?
I can only go what I've been told by Ms. Zapp.
Chief Mack, are you aware that Dr. Pugh is the only psychiatrist that has seen Mrs. Adelson, and that was on November 27th?
I didn't get that information as to who saw her. All I needed to know, or all I need to be privileged to, is that she needed to be on direct observation.
In a word there, the defendant expressive. She almost seemed that she wanted to make eye contact with Chief Mack to make sure he looked her in the eye when he was saying those things that she clearly didn't agree with. The ruling on this, the judge decided that he could not get involved at this stage, that the jail has other avenues that they need to exhaust before he would feel comfortable getting involved because of separation of powers. So ultimately didn't find any constitutional violations from the bench, and he asked these parties to make it happen where Donna Adelson can talk to her attorney privately. Vinny.
All right, Julie Janae in Tallahassee, I know you're going to be joining us back with us in just a few moments. I want to bring in a special guest joining us from Toronto, Ontario, Dan Markel's mother and the author of the book, The Unveiling, A Mother's Reflection on Murder, Grief, and Trial Life. Ruth Markel is back with us. Ruth, great to see you tonight. Thanks so much. I wanted to start with your reaction to seeing Donna Adelson in court today.
Well, first of all, thank you very much. And I want to just say happy holidays to all your staff. And it's very enjoyable to be back. My reaction to the court situation today, I'll tell you, it's like making a mixed salad. A little bit of truth, a little bit of drama, and a lot of legal posturing. So that's what I saw today.
And what are your thoughts of Donna Adelson herself, like her actual appearance? When was the last time you saw her in person?
No, it's been a few years since I saw her in person, maybe around early 2016. I haven't seen her in a long time in person. I thought she looked pretty good. I mean, everybody was saying how tired she is, how weak she is. She looked to me like she's ready to take over the lawyer's job.
It did appear that way. So tomorrow's a big day. Charlie Adelson is being sentenced. Will you be providing a victim impact statement tomorrow?
No, actually, it's Phil, Dan's father. We split the victim impact statement. So I did the first one for Sigfredo Garcia. Shelley did the next one, which was for Catherine McDanoa. And tomorrow, Phil is doing the one for Charlie. So it's just each time we've sort of taken one, because it's hard even for the court to have so many going on at the same time. I will say, though, that people might not know this, we have gathered about 35 to 40 private victim statements that we do submit to the judge. So it's over the different trials. Some people have even updated their original victim statements, and so that the judge can really get an understanding of who Dan Markel was. And I think that's a really important process, and I'm only highlighting it because the public might not realize how many people have committed really to write a victim impact statement.
It's so important. I mean, years ago, it really wasn't part of this process, and laws changed, and I think our system woke up a little bit to realize it's not just about criminal defendants. It's about victims as well, and they should have a voice and an opportunity. And the court, when sentencing, should understand the impact. When I say the court, the judges around the nation should understand the impact that these crimes have. Sometimes there are cases where it's kind of in a bubble, where the only thing the judge hears about is how great the defendant is and doesn't hear the whole story. So I'm with you on that, Ruth. It's incredibly significant and important part of our process. So from your perspective, the impact that this has had, just to give folks at home an idea of, and you've written the book about it, that all of this, the toll it takes on losing a son, and then everything else that followed that through this in year after year after year we're talking about here.
Yes, it's a terrible trauma for what I call now the distinction between, the homicide survivor, which is a psychological impact, and also the victim, which is sort of the legal part, facing the justice system. Look, this is horrific for us. We've had 3 trials, 4 convictions, another arrest, and numerous continuances. I actually dislike that word because the first time I heard it, I thought we're continuing, but it means it's a postponement, right? So all of the hearings and seeking justice in the pandemic, our life, I use these sort of phrases. It's like a roller coaster. It's like a seesaw. Even this last 2 weeks, there were so many changes in the timing of today's hearing was supposed to be originally tomorrow morning, and then the other hearing for sentencing was tomorrow in the afternoon. It's changed around. So for us, it's not just the schedule change. You feel like you're bouncing, and you're continuously in uncertainty, waiting, and so forth. And let's talk about the children. I mean, we're not just the only ones, the adults impacted, but Dan has 2 young boys. They've lost a father. They've had their names changed. They even had, what's really sad as well, both of them were supposed to be bar mitzvahed in this period of time. They've had to adjust their, ritualistic bar mitzvah, which isn't a very important part for them. And now we don't even know, I don't think they were up to date on exactly what was the reality of, Charlie's conviction and certainly Donna's arrest. And then whatever they're hearing now is multiplied, because I think there's a sudden factor of stuff that they probably are hearing realistically for the very first time, or maybe a little more completely, I should say it that way. They might have had pieces, that they picked up here and there. But this is a big blow. It's a very serious blow.
Do you know if they're getting any sort of counseling or help through all of this?
At this very moment, I don't know for sure. I just hope they will get some. And I hope they will get some that actually deals with the new realities in their life, because this is, it's extra losses multiplied, and nobody knows what they really have been told. They've been, certainly handled deceitfully over the years. So now I think there's a new shock element, sadly.
And in most cases, when the father of 2 boys is murdered, there would be someone, perhaps the children themselves or someone else, speaking up and providing that impact. Do you know if anyone will be, because it's a very unusual circumstance, obviously. Will anyone be voicing that impact on these children for the judge?
I think partially, for sure, tomorrow something that Phil will be talking about will certainly be the loss for the children and for the family. So we do verbalize it. We do, we address it as much as we can. And I have to say one thing since Donna's arrest, and I say this positively, some of the audiences now have really shifted, their focus to the children. This case has glitz and glamour and God knows everything else in it. And, so it's very easy to sort of follow the crime story. But for the last little while, and I'm pleased in a sense of the sensitivity to the fact that people realizing now that there's two young boys, 14 and 13, who are really deeply involved.
Yeah, I didn't realize. I mean, they've grown up so much. I kind of lost track. It's been so many years because they were so young when this happened, and now 14 and 13, they're understanding a lot more. And I know the folks who are watching tonight, their thoughts are with them, and our thoughts are with you and your family, Ruth. As you continue your strength, it's absolutely amazing. We appreciate you coming on tonight. Ruth Markel, again, folks, the book gives you a perspective that I think anyone who watches trials here on Court TV to really understand what families and moms and brothers and sisters, what people go through. Take a look at The Unveiling, A Mother's Reflection on Murder, Grief, and Trial Life. Ruth, thank you so much.
Thank you, and happy holidays to everybody on your staff as well.
We appreciate it. You too. Thank you so much.